Hey, I'm Lauren Gordon. I'm a mother, online business owner, world traveler, contributor to some of the world's largest publications, and a business mentor for entrepreneurs that have stories to tell. Stick around if you want to learn how to create life on your own terms by building an online business and sharing your stories with the world. So I have a word for this. I have an actual term for this, and it has been coined over the years of me experiencing the exact same thing. Yeah. And I call it a vulnerability hangover.
Yes, that's so true.
Yes. Yeah. I call it it is a real thing. So number one, before I dive into this, it is a real thing. Lauren Gordon, call it a vulnerability hangover. And it is where you share something that there is a desire to share, and something in you at some point says, I want to share this. And I think people need to hear this. I want to connect with my audience by sharing this. I want to let them into my world on a whole new level, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you do it, and you follow that intuition, you follow that desire, and you do it. And then you go, what the hell did I just do? for about 2 to 24 hours afterwards. And here's what I found. So I would say the very first time this really, like an extreme episode for me of this, was when I told the online world about my pregnancy, my first daughter, which was not planned. And it was a complete, it was a decision that I got to make where I could have decided to completely keep it from my people, from my audience, like not even share the pregnancy, and 9 months later pop out a baby and say, hey, this is what I've been doing for 9 months. But I shared everything with my audience anyways. And I'm like, I can't do that. So anyway, came out, shared it. It was one specific post, of course, story of basically everything leading up to it. Shared that story, made the announcement. And for the entire day after, I was literally like, oh my God, like just crazy response. Just like you're experiencing, Hiii, crazy response, mostly all love, all, compassion, all of that, like just, excitement, all of it. It was a mixed emotion. So, but the way I dealt with that, and I deal with anything, anytime it happens nowadays, like, years later, is I don't give it so much power. I don't really allow it to have so much power over what I do for the next day or 2 or 3. I make sure that, like, I don't make it a big deal per se. Like, it is a big deal that when you decide to share a part of you or a part of your world, a part of your life that you never have before, it is a big deal. But also, it doesn't have to be something that has power over you for more than the time you take to write it, and then the time you post it, right?
Yeah.
So what I would say is have other things in your schedule for that day that you want to share that thing that is, it's deep, it's emotional, it is, it's gonna, that it'll give you that vulnerability hangover. Make sure you have other things in your day. That's what I do now. And that's what I would do going back. And of course, when I shared that one particular thing about my pregnancy and announcing that, I had nothing on my schedule. So that whole day was like, oh my God. But it would have absolutely helped had I just moved on to the next thing in my calendar, the next thing, next project, whatever I was working on. So I say that is, don't give it so much power. Have other things on your plate. Don't overflow it just for the sake of overflowing it, but have other things. Treat it as it's another email you're sending. It's another post. It is another glimpse into your life in a whole new different way. Nothing more than that. Nothing more than that. Right? Hey, Lauren Gordon here. If you enjoyed this, be sure to visit artofsocialstorytelling.com. Find me on Facebook at Lauren Gordon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, or find me over on Instagram at Lauren Gordon Official for more free resources and content on how to grow your online business through storytelling.